celebrating 50 years of regional broadcasting this week.
Tonight, the change in technology over the years. And here's a phrase they didn't use in 1959. Let's go live. Let's go live to Mike Liggins.
Hi, Susie. Yes, I'm at Blowfield Heath in Norfolk at Snellings, where they've been selling TVs since 1954, would you believe? This is one of the early ones, a Bush from 1950, and it would have cost £35. We reckon this one over here, an Echo, might have been 1959, but if you were watching regional television 50 years ago, the chances are that you would have been watching it on something like this. This is a Pi, which would have been made in Alton Broad or Cambridge and would have cost 105 guineas. Also a lot of money in those days. How the times have changed. 1959. The cameras were big, the televisions were small, and a young Kim Riley was just starting out on Look East.
To a halt by a blue Mercedes car.
Hey, only kidding. That was actually the early 1980s when typewriters were still in use and telephones had those lovely round dialing thingies. Look East was still shooting its stories on film, tank tops were in fashion, and the film had to be processed and cut. Videotape was in its infancy and the titles were not exactly sophisticated. Spool forward to 2009 and Look East uses state-of-the-art digital technology. We're getting ready to open our new £10 million studios in Cambridge with the UK's first ever multimedia newsroom. And the thing about new technology, it never goes wrong.
With him, Richard.
Unfortunately, Richard couldn't hear us and we never got to hear him. But hey, that's live TV. Let's talk a bit more about new technology, or newish technology. Journalists using cameras is relatively new. This is my Sony Z1, and the bit of kit that Sean has got on his shoulder is also relatively new. Just turn around, Sean. It's a radio camera, and you can see that he's not actually connected to anything. And the point of me telling you that is that when it comes to outside broadcasts like this, we can be much, much more flexible. OK, let's trot outside because we're trying to beat the clock. This is our satellite truck, which we've had since 2002. That's Ian. Give us a wave, Ian. And it's one-man operated. And in terms of how it all fits together, we've done a very high-tech diagram for you. Here's the sat van, 23,000 miles up to Intelsat 801, back down to Television Centre London, then by fibre optic to the Forum in Norwich, out to the transmitter, and there's your house. Look, there's your house. It's your house. Back to you.
Now I understand it, finally. And Kim's always been a follower of fashion.
Yes, well, I love the tank top.
Hey, you leave Kim alone. I still have a tank top in my wardrobe.
Tank tops are very in again.
Yeah, absolutely. Never been out of fashion, tank tops. Now, for some of us, the embankment in Bedford is one of the finest river settings in the country. And one of the reasons is because the beautiful tree-lined avenues. And, of course, many of the leaves now are turning the most beautiful autumnal colours. But I think a few more of those leaves will be on the ground tomorrow, not just in Bedford, but across the region, because it is looking a much windier day. Let's come back to the present, though. Out there at the moment, already quite a lot of clouds. Some of us have a few clear intervals at the moment, but on the whole, rather cloudy, and some thicker cloud to move down later in the night, courtesy of a cold front. Here it is up to the north at the moment, but that is moving towards us. So tonight we start off largely cloudy, any holes in the cloud quickly filling in, and then after midnight we're expecting that cold front and that thicker cloud to move down, introducing a little bit of light and patchy rain, but it's not expected to come to very much. Now, temperatures, we could see an odd 7 Celsius under the clearer skies early on in the night, but for most of the night, most of us between about 8 and 10 degrees Celsius, and the winds tending to be a light northwesterly, although more northerly on the Norfolk and Suffolk coast, and here a touch stronger. Now, tomorrow, high pressure is still in charge. This is the cold front that pushes down from the north later in the night, introducing that patchy light rain. Now, tomorrow it continues to pull away to the south, so very quickly I think we'll see this patchy rain and drizzle pulling away, and brighter skies with some spells of sunshine following in behind, although there still will be some thicker areas of cloud moving through too. Temperatures around 14 Celsius, which is the average now for this time of year. Those average temperatures coming down very quickly, and the winds, well, I mentioned them. It's going to be a good moderate to fresh northerly, perhaps strong at times around parts of the coast. And then it's dry Saturday and Sunday. Monday, perhaps a little bit of patchy rain out of the thickest of that cloud, and then some lengthier spells of sunshine on Tuesday. Those are your overnight lows. And if you want to check your barometer, in the west it should be around 1,032 millibars, 30.47 inches of mercury. In the east, 1,031 millibars, which is 30.45 inches. Susie.
Thanks, Jules. It's a particularly beautiful autumn, isn't it?
It is.
Lots
Very
of
nice.
colours. Yes. That's all from us.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Once again, it's time for the Look East Children in Need concert at Cambridge Arts Theatre on October the 25th. Stars include the Seventh Python, Neil Innes, the Opera Babes, Princess of Jazz, Jackie Dankworth and Ben Thapper. Join us for a night with Stuart White, a yellow bear and loads of stars. For details, go to bbc.co.uk/lookeast or phone the box office on 01223 50 33 33.
Your long-haired lover, that's Jimmy Osmond, not Adrian Charles. The One Show is next. And on Monday night, Panorama goes undercover to reveal the truth about racism and antisocial behaviour in Britain today. Hate's on the doorstep at 8:30 on BBC One.
The Gymnastics World Championships are coming to London. The countdown to 2012 starts here. Tomorrow at 7 on BBC Two.
That is only 60% cheese. What else do you reckon's inside it?
Water?
Water, yeah.
I don't know.
Don't really know.
No.
What have they put in and what have they taken out to produce these foods? I'm going to go back to basics to find out what they're really doing to our food. I've set up my very own food factory.
Processing even simple food requires so much ingenuity.
Wow, that is incredible. I don't have to be proud or ashamed. Look at it.
Jimmy's Food Factory, Wednesday at 7:30 on BBC One.
Keeping quiet about Owen, has Pat told all to Patrick? What do you think? It's EastEnders in half an hour here on BBC One. Right now.
Welcome to The One Show with Adrian Charles.
I'm Christine Blakely, and the man who was the boy who topped the charts before his age was in double figures.